Hello everyone, welcome into Selenium Python tutorial. Today in this tutorial, we are going to talk about the unit test cases in Selenium Python. So let's begin. First, understand what is unit test case. What is unit test case? Unit test case in Selenium Python help us test small parts of the code like individual functions or method to ensure they work correctly. Using Python unit test framework, we can organize with setup and tear down methods for better code management. We can manage and organize the test cases by using unit test case in Selenium Python. In this tutorial, we will cover the setup method and tear down method, and third is setup class, and fourth tear down class. The setup class, this method runs before each test to set up any precondition like launching the browser. Suppose you have multiple test cases and this setup method will execute before the each test cases. The tear down method runs after each test to clean up actions like closing the browser. This tear down method executes the after each test cases. Setup class. This method runs one time before all tests in the class, useful for common setup tasks like opening a browser. Suppose you want to run the multiple test cases. Before the running test cases, you need to launch the browser. So here you can use the setup class for launching the browser. After launching the browser, you can execute the multiple test cases. Tear down class. This method runs one time after all the tests in the class used for final cleanup tasks like closing the browser or releasing resources. After executing the all test cases, suppose you want to close the browser, can use the tear down class method for closing the browser. Now I will show you practically how we can create the unit test cases in Selenium and these methods in Selenium. So let's begin. Create a new Python file. Right click on this Python project, new, and then click on Python file. Enter the file name unit underscore test and then click on Python file. Now import the unit test and use here class application test unit test and case. Unit test case. Now use the class method and create a method here def and enter the method name test underscore 1 and self. Now print the some text here. Print this is one test case. This is our one test case. Same as well, we can create the multiple test cases here. First, I will show you how you can create the test cases. Now change method name here, test 1 to testing, and same as well change here. This is our third test case, test underscore 3. Also change here, this is 2 test case, this is 1, and this is 3 test case. before executing test cases, we need to use here if underscore name underscore and equal underscore command, and here same use underscore unit test unit test dot main. Let's run this script. Right click on this run and Python. Here we are getting no test found because here we need to change unit test dot test case and remove this test case and also remove this from unit test import test case. Let's save this file and again run test cases. Now here you can view the 3 test cases have been successfully executed. Test case 1, 2 and 3. Now I will show you the setup method at the rate class method and def setup, print some text in here. This is setup test case. Save this file and again run this script. Here you can view this. This is setup test case method execute before the each test case. First execute, this is setup method. This method execute before the each test case. Before the each test case. While the tear down execute after the each test case. Change here def setup to tear down. Let's save this file and again run this script, and here you can view this is one test case and execute after the each test case. This tear down method execute after the each test cases. Now use the setup class. For example, you want to launch the browser. After launch the browser, you need to log in into application. Then you can use the setup class. This setup class method will be used only one time before the execution of all other test cases. Let's change here launch browser and save this file. Right click run Python test. Here you can view this setup class method execute only two times, and this other 3 test cases execute after the executing of setup class method. Let's add another method here, add class method and def tear down class. Here use the setup class and change here self. Now print some text here. Close the browser. On hover, here we can use the winner to make sure the space is here. Let's again run this script. Here launch browser first execute. This is one test case, and at the end this close the browser method execute after executing the all test cases. Suppose you want to log in into application, before the login into application, you need to open the URL. You can use the setup class for opening the browser and then navigate to the URL. After executing the login test case, you need to perform the logout. After the logout action, you need to close the browser. In this scenario, you can use the tear down class, because after executing the all test cases, this method will be executed, which is tear down class. That is for today's tutorial. We have learned how setup tear down setup class and tear down class can make your Selenium test easier to manage. If you found this tutorial helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to SK World and hit the notification bell so you do not miss any future videos. See you in the next one.